Well, here we are again, guys. I can just hardly see this damn thing in the first place. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, let's get this stuff cleared out. And that should do it. I'm just moving files around, so I'm going to be posting them as soon as I get some editing done on our titles. Get slip past. Time index right now is 9:56 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It is Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. Yeah, I do look ridiculous in this damn thing, don't I? Weaver Jensen, Roseman, California. What's going on? Doing a letter to a friend of mine across the ways. Reminded me so much of this holiday, why I like and don't like this holiday season. And there was times I was coming into those triggers again that was going to put me into another tailspin. And yes, I do feel it. I do feel it. I've been trying to talk to people about it online. You know, sometimes I hate being ignored by a lot of people. Maybe. But then again, according to what's been going on inside of my head at this point, when I shut the windows off, yes. Do I have, hold on. That way I can get back what's happening outside, but I also I can look outside, see clouds, see sun, air, stuffy. Sometimes there are certain moments one still has to air out. Enjoy the background scene. Constantly doing that all the time, and sometimes it depresses the living crap out of me. So I have to switch this from time to time. And yes, I know I'm not paying enough respect and attention to my family, but I believe Ma and Dave would get on my ass for this shit. You know how this season is affecting me, one way or another. It's been drawing me out, it's been tearing me apart left and right. Now, I don't mind a winter break between class sessions, especially when my brother was alive, because it kept me going. Taking care of my brother the last few years of his life. Not to mention going to school at the same time. Both challenging as it is. Trying to live. Trying to take care of my brother. Trying to take care of school. And stressful as it was, I did it with joy. When the holiday season came up, at least we had about 2 or 3 of them before he passed away. We tried our best to decorate the place with whatever stuff we could find and get to make this place Christmassy. It's only after my brother's passing that I actually got more stuff going to make it a little bit more Christmassy. I just wish my mother and my brother were here. Because I know a long time ago, dealing with my brother's affairs, and we were getting evicted out of one trailer home into the streets, that we lost a lot of our stuff, including Christmas stuff. That would, I don't know, I probably would have put the damn white tree right here. Big, huge white ass tree. I would have put it right here. This would have been the perfect spot for it. No, I got the rinky-dinks out. That's a good one. 6'4", man. Douglas fir. Because you know it has some decorations to put on everything, and it still wouldn't be enough. My mother would be screaming from her grave saying, "Fill the house! Fill the house!" It isn't easy dealing with a winter session and Christmas holiday season when you're missing your relatives a great deal. The ones that actually mean a great deal to a person. Now, it may sound like I'm kind of a happy, jolly, and smart over here. No, I'm a miserable, sorry son of a bitch, alright? I'm a miserable, sorry son of a bitch. If you guys have been watching the damn videos, you know I'm a miserable, sorry son of a bitch. I'm worse than Grinch, I'm worse than Scrooge at this point over here. I'm a guy with head games and physical trauma right now that I am still living and surviving and dealing and coping. And during the holiday season, we're supposed to be putting up the show. We're supposed to be putting up the attitude. Like, nothing can happen, nothing can happen, nothing can happen. We can put on the hats and go, wee, have fun. Now for the rest of us, we're still dealing with our own life's problems at this point over here and saying that we have a choice to deal with it. On some occasions, we do not. We have to survive. We have to deal one thing at a time, one day at a time. That's life. And that's also my life. Dealing with the trauma, dealing with the pain of losing my family, both at the end and the beginning of the winter holidays, just kind of squeezes it together and makes it worse. The only things I can do at this point over here is event. This is why I do the videos, this is why I do the tapings. It may bore the crap out of people, but this is a law of sports. It shows you how a person is trying to deal and cope with it. Now, I had seen people on the ground acting whatever kind of weirdness they do these days. I sure as hell don't want to do that. I sure as hell don't want to go into schizophrenia at this point over here, lose my damn personality, and have something else coming out over here, and I don't even realize who or what the hell this thing is. Because that's not me. That's not me. I know I have a level of pain. I know I have a level of grief at this point. I know all of that. And some people are saying, I don't want to hear about it. Fine, you don't want to hear about it right now, but it's going to hit you, it's going to kick your ass one of these days. Be ready for it. Just be ready for it. Because once it does, once it hits you in the gut, it's kind of hard to recover from that gut punch. Now, people have been experiencing other things that are irritating to them, and they go thermonuclear saying, well, I can't deal with this because this situation happened in this particular place over here. And it irritated me. Okay, how long ago was this? Well, this happened a while ago. Okay, fine. Is it happening right now? Well, no, I don't have to. I'm dealing with it right now. But you don't understand. Yeah, I do understand. Now, the expected responses after this. It's already happened. Deal with it. Move on. Those are the expected responses to be heard and to be posted. Here's the unexpected one. Yeah, I know your shit. In fact, I understand that damn thing completely. I've had that shit happen to me all my fucking life. Shall we talk? Yeah, let's talk about it. You couldn't stand this guy because he was vaping in a closet. A movable closet going up and down and more shit. And you couldn't stand the damn smell, and you couldn't even stand this damn guy going crazy. You got a major beef against vaping. So would I. You try living all your life with secondhand smoke. Let's see how you deal with that shit. I ended up with asthma at this point. I avoid people. I try to avoid people like crazy with that kind of situation. And no, I don't like it. I couldn't control it in my family. I couldn't control it where I was living. I had to deal, I had to cope, and I had to suffer through this shit. But of course, I always had choices of leaving the damn family, and then where the hell would I go? I had no experience of living on my damn own, but I had every experience necessary to survive in every other kind of environment I could try working in. Just to keep a roof over the head, just to keep food on the plate, and keep some clothes clean, get some money in the pocket, because that's life for me. For a long while. And then you try taking care of an adult who actually suffered through the smoke and was told by a doctor that if she didn't stop the damn thing, she was going to die. And she stopped. Next thing she understood was about 10 or 15 years afterwards, she's on O2 for the rest of her existence. I'm sure it was funny. It was about 20. 25. She really had miserable experience. She really did. My mother smoked Benson and had just like crazy. You would not believe. You talk about vaping. Ha! Try walking into an elevator when you're a young kid and you see this wall of smoke right above your ass. Try going to school in a valley where you have this wall of smoke over your ass. And not from smoking, because of auto fumes and everything else. A survivor of smog alerts. Yay! Ah! I make a joke about the damn thing, but I've got asthma. I've got breathing problems. I've got a CPAP machine. Oh, let's trade stories about this one here, shall we? One night, I work at that time, decades ago, a call center. Call center from hell. I could go into the detail of the particular insurance company, but you know it's kind of a little bit. It's got a cross on it. And I have to deal with doctors, writers, all the information they need for their claims and eligibility. Fun stuff. The nightmare. With these guys, I actually had medical insurance to take care of my ass. Now, little did I know that for God knows how many decades beforehand, I was snoring my ass off. Didn't realize. But what caught my family's attention is I stopped breathing. And breathe. And stop. And continue. And stop. And continue. And stop and continue. And stop and continue. And stop and continue. Gee, what does this mean? Question. Because try vapor locking in the middle of the night, then waking up and couldn't even try to inhale. And the trachea is like... They had to get some warm water just to relax the tube. Tried calling 911, they didn't get there fast enough. I was scared as hell. I thought I was going to die. Until we released the lungs to let go of the air, and I could start to cycle all over again. That day, actually that a few hours later, I'm in the doctor's office, and I'm being checked out by my primary care physician, and he says I got apnea. My asthma has kicked in. It's an adult acute. I never had asthma before. And scared the hell out of me. Next thing I know, a few days later, I'm going over to an allergist specialist, asthma allergist specialist, and also a pediatrician. Or was this guy when I needed him the most? Yeah, Stopac. I'll put that one on you, you old fart. Anyway, Offenberger, Jacob Offenberger. That's what they had in the old damn California. He's listening to my lungs. He's looking at x-rays. He says, you ever been tested? No. So he tested me out on all the Valley allergens and everything else for antigens. I'm allergic to a hell of a lot of stuff. Just thank God it's not food. Pets and plants, yeah. Cigarettes. Only I don't smoke. I live in a secondhand smoke world. So begins the world of shots. I hate shots, but I have to take them anyway. Not to mention inhalers, bronchodilator and a controller. Actually, a rescue breather and a bronchodilator. Before they got banned by the EPA. But to get my lungs going. You're wondering where I'm going with this thing. Yeah, some of the stuff I had to deal with, I still have to deal with these days. So yeah, when I'm on my first and only ship, I'm in a smoker's lounge. My brother's able to smoke in the Monarch of the Seas in the schooner. And he's keeping the smoke away from me because he knows it's irritating me and it's going to be killing me at that point. It's supposed to be a non-smoking ship for most parts of the ship. This is well before the Monarch got scrapped. My brother and I did our only cruise ship together. The only thing. Yeah, Tony, my own experience of sailing out there in the waters was just one cruise. There's a background story. I talked about this one a long while ago. But fortunately for me, I didn't have to deal with the things that my friend over at that travel show had to deal with. Because I was living with it on a daily basis and had to cope with it. When you deal with a relative and you're the best of buds, best of friends, you watch each other's back left and right. It's kind of hard to deal with the concept that he's no longer there. That's why sometimes I point the camera towards the memorial to remind myself, remind others. The one down below, my mother. And the rest of her soul, God bless her. And the other gentleman across from her, not the one on top, not the ugly son of the bitch, not the other one with the fur face on him. 8 years difference. 8 years older. We watched each other's back from day one. When he passed away in September, he started the process of not dealing with winter, of not dealing with the holiday season. My mother, unfortunately, had to shut the holiday season down by doing the after in February when she passed away. My brother and I expected her to pass away during that time because she was dying. We didn't even want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with it, but my brother was trying to deal with it as best as he could. He was shoving everything else he could away in his head. Because he sure as hell didn't want to be in an emotional breakdown. And yet somehow he popped blood vessels that have transient ischemic attacks going on, where I had to deal with it with a stroke victim until he passed away about a few weeks later. Of course, the stroke already happened, and I'm dealing with the after effects prior to that. My brother couldn't even move as much, couldn't speak as much, and phasic sometimes. Speak 3 words occasionally. So yeah, it's not easy dealing with the holiday season here because I have what is necessary to make the season the most miserable, ugliest feeling, downtrodden. I can put the thesaurus out here and run the gamut on this. Not to mention the dictionary fighting every negative word possible. And yet that is how it's been on a lot of occasions. Before they lived, when they were living, Christmas was the most special time of our lives. We celebrated it. go out to Christmas services, Christmas Eve services in different places. We had a church to go to do the candlelight service. My brother and I actually volunteered in a choir to do the candlelight services. But Ma got too damn sick to move out the last few years of her life. Dave and I could no longer do the candlelight services. We made sure that things were wrapped up. We made sure that we had food ready to be prepped and cooked the next day. The kitchen had to be cleaned up. All my life, I never get past the damn dishes. I swear to God. Across the ways, I can tell you right now, I got a disaster zone waiting for me. My dishes are still waiting for me to put them in the damn dishwasher to get them done. How's that grab you? And I got more than a week to survive through until the Christmas season passes. And then I'll probably get the tailwind of it. Then I'll feel like celebrating Christmas and it's already gone. Normally what happens to me anyway. Then I gotta worry about New Year's being the most raucous, most horrifying experience to go through because the dog and me don't like loud noises anymore. Can't stand the fireworks. Prior to that, we're supposed to be in a happy, jolly experience. Can't feel any happy, jolly experiences if we don't have the happy, jolly experiences to go through them in the first place. And all we're left is memories and stuck in one particular place. Of course, I know the excuses people say. Well, you're just this and you're just that, and you need to get out. You need to get out. Yeah, I do need to get out. I need to get out and experience the sun every once in a while I walk the dog. And I'm seeing how people are rushing to and from, or just walking up and down the street. And depending on the neighborhood, and depending on the building that you live in, and if you have any friends, people over here that actually say hi, will actually make a day a little bit more survivable than that. You catch it right. The rest of the time, I feel like I'm in a cage, locked up in my cell. Besides the physical one. A season like this, we're supposed to be looking at each other with a little bit more kindness and caringness. More kindness and more caring. But we can't do that unless we can treat each other nice enough. I haven't seen that too much. We can sing all the songs we can. We can go through the religious text. We can go through the stories left and right. Hopefully some of it will get landed in our brainstems, probably in our craniums, and we'll probably vegetate on it. Maybe meditate if we're lucky. But without the action, without the activity, without the opportunity, long shot at best. I can't blame others for it. Some things happen, and other things don't. Neither one tries to get outside the shell to do things, or one's still stuck in it for a long. And it's hard to deal with that concept, especially when you're on the outside. Because on the outside, when you're looking at an egg, you don't know if the damn thing's alive or not. Of course, if you got it through the store, that's one thing. They had to make sure one way or another that there was nothing alive in there. always have weirdness. It says otherwise. For the most part, we take it for granted. We look at the egg. We think we know what an egg is. Life or food. Two things. We either look at it as it's going to be part of our menu option, or we're going to be looking at it as maybe something alive is ready to come out of it. And since we get it from the supermarket or maybe a nearby junior market, we assume it's food. The automatic natural expectation is food. What is it? Now, how does this help in people trying to understand what mental health is? Once they've actually had their own experiences of going through hell as it is, it's kind of hard to explain that unless you've already walked through it yourself. Now, for example, before I shut this thing down, my brother, before he passed away, was a drunk, was an alcoholic, but he was recovered at 32 years of sobriety. 32 years. He was considered an old-timer. He was called I.D. David. Locally, he was known. Beyond the borders here, forget it. But they would hear of an AA group called the Nest or the Nesters. And everyone in AA, like, yeah, we know these guys. My brother was a member of the Nesters, too. Also the Palmdale group and also the Open Door. And one of the strongest varieties out there. And there was a gentleman out there. His name was Clancy. He helped my brother out a great deal. And also the friend of his, he gave his life on the 514 freeway interchange. A lot of people helped my brother out. My brother helped out a hell of a lot of people after that. But I had seen him walk through drug and alcohol abuse. And my mother kicked his ass out for a short time. He came back worse. Came back as a skeleton, but realizing what the hell he screwed up with. He also helped me with my own damn issues as well. Walk through hell with another person and they're recovered. There is no blonde tiger. There is no blonde tiger. He's my brother through and through. And defended him to the end. Whatever kind of dirty rat name it is. I already called him that a long time ago. We both laughed at it. Insults don't affect him as much. Even when it was alive, it didn't affect him as much. He laughed at it. And he was very much a family guy. So I just wanted to put that out for people watching this channel. We all go through our things, different stages of our lives, and including seasons of our lives. This is one of those. There are many stories I have concerning about my brother and I dealing with the Christmas, during the Christmas season. The hardest damn thing for me to do is to live through it talk about it after he's dead. So is Mom. Because that's where the pain and the trauma is. There's an expression out there saying that the more grief you have, the more love that you had that was wasted. Deeper the grief, the deeper the love that you had for that person. I had a lot of people I loved in my life. Most of the family. I had to compartmentalize it. When my brother broke me, I'm still trying to pick up the pieces. That's all that he sees, and I'm trying to make it tolerable for myself. I don't know about anybody else. I'm a good one for trying to advise people what they should or shouldn't do. I can't tell you what I am trying to do for me right now. And that is to share my experience, strength, and hope. I'm a knowledgeable guru, but I have what I have. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for the people I have affected. And for those who affected me a great deal. I would be remiss if I didn't say that the loss of my family, of my mother and my brother, and the rest of them, haven't affected me a great deal. This season, as in last year, and the year that I lost my brother. The year I lost my brother was a shock. It said there are about 5 to 7, or I don't know how many signs of grief a person can go through before they're quote-unquote healed. I said, and they don't know shit from shit. I heard what the French say about it. I lived through mine. Knowing the full shit. I don't have to drink over it. I just have to survive it. And I have to cry over it. And I have to tear my heart apart. And I have to tear my guts apart. And I have to tear my lung apart. I have to pour out every damn drop of blood and of moisture out of my body. Scream for another bottle of water so I can fill myself up again and go over it, over and over and over again. While it's pouring out of my eyeballs, until they're bleeding. And I'm heaving for every damn molecule of air is squeezed in and out. Because I've got that much of a level of grief and pain that's turning me into a biological accordion. It's not exactly the easiest damn thing to talk about. Of course, it comes out as comfortable and folksy. But not sometimes. Because I have to fight every damn urge I've got right now not to break. I have to. Because when I break alone. And I cry my eyeballs out. I heave. I haven't thrown up yet, thank God. But I heave. And I'm dealing as I can.
Answer your goddamn phone.
And then there's that.
Answer.
That was my brother's voice, by the way, from beyond the grave. Somebody from Alabama wants my ass. I don't know who wants my ass from Alabama. Send me a text message. Maybe I'll read it. Go on my Facebook page. Maybe I'll deal with them. Other than that, have a nice day. And for the rest of you folks, work on your own happiness, your own joy. Find the special in this season. Find the thing that makes the season the most for you and for others. And for the ones that still think I'm still a pain in the ass and hate my ass and whatever you guys are going to say, have a nice day to you too, Rich.